I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can we have a roll call, please, Sue?
Mr. Mignon.
Here.
Mr. Francis. Mrs. Irwin Adams. Here. Mrs. McGinnis. Here. Mr. Cook.
Here.
Mr. McCully.
Here.
Mr. Romanowitz. Mr. Pacifico.
Here.
Mr. Pappas.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to announce that prior to this meeting, we did have an executive session in which we discussed personnel issues. Moving on to number 2, do we have any citizens here who would like to address the board? Yes, sir. Please step up and state your name and share.
My name is Alan Greiner. I am a concerned parent of of 2 high school students. So I would like to start my story with some history. During 9th grade last year, my daughter was threatened in the cafeteria by a student wielding a metal chair like a professional wrestler does. She served a 1-day in-school suspension for defending herself, which I was not notified of until a week later via the United States Postal Service. Once could be an accident. Later that day, she was jumped on a school bus by at least one student, although there were several students on top of her when I arrived. I had to direct her to exit the bus via the emergency exit, as the bus driver was refusing to let anyone on or off the bus until school district police arrived, even though a child was being beaten in that bus. I had to show up at the school in person in order to speak with anyone regarding both of these incidents, twice as a pattern. Later, still during 9th grade year, my daughter went to the school nurse with an upset stomach and was advised that her choice was to sit there until she felt better, as a call home was not allowed. Her sister happened to be leaving for a doctor's appointment at that time and advised her mother, my wife, of the issue. I called the school and got no answers, so I showed up to the school and was accosted by school district police for being one of those parents, implying that the school needs to protect our children from us as opposed to the opposite. I was able to sign her out of school that day, although the school insisted the release was not medical in nature, which even her doctor found ironic. 3 times is a habit. On to this school year. On Friday, August 22nd, 2025, my daughter was refused access to a restroom during a school pep rally, despite her insistence of urgency. When she arrived home from school, she had bled through her jeans. I called the school and was connected with Mr. Schultz, who assured me the issue would be handled and I would receive a follow-up. In case you're following along, 4 times, I've run out of things to describe it. On Wednesday, September 10th, my daughter called me on her cell phone crying from the nurse's office as she was having severe cramping. I had to call into the school in order for her to be released to my wife, who was properly listed on her emergency forms. And while discussing that with the nurse, she advised that sometimes the phone system doesn't let us make outgoing calls, and it happens up to 10 times a day. 5 times is, I'm out of words. On Friday, September 12th, 2025, I arrived at the school district registration office to update forms for emergency contacts as advised by the school nurse. The registration office couldn't determine why there was an issue, as they said our forms were correct. They took a message for Mr. Harrington to call me and discuss the issues, which, to my surprise, he did. Later, same day, upon arrival home from school, my daughter informed me that her phone had been confiscated and I would need to go pick it up. Perfectly fine. She shouldn't have been using it. We both understand the need for a policy banning cell phones from the classroom, but you guessed it, I was never notified by the school. After retrieving her phone from Mr. Neely, we had a conversation regarding the school's continued lack of communication, and he assured me the issue would be fixed. I, admittedly being the sarcastic person that I am, replied, "You told me that the last few times." After arriving home with her phone, my daughter asked me if we could take another student to Mansion Park for the football game. I asked her why, And she told me that a student had originally planned to ride to Mansion with another student, but no longer felt safe getting into the car with him. As a concerned parent, I started digging deeper, and I found out that there was an assault during the school day between those two students. And my daughter stepped in and was also assaulted by this male student. The reason that she was on her phone in class was to advise the female student's mother of what was happening, because the school won't. I called back to Mr. Harrington that afternoon, and he assured me that I would hear back early next week regarding the issues we discussed. I called in the following Wednesday and did receive a call back where I was advised that Mr. Neely had told Mr. Harrington that he left me a voicemail message, which I never received. We scheduled a face-to-face meeting on Thursday, which actually did occur. And I feel like some things may have gotten resolved during this meeting, but it's only been a few days. It's too early to tell. On that Friday, with the assaults, I spoke with Officer Riley of School District Police prior to the football game, and he assured me an investigation would occur, but not until Monday when he could get back into the school. And I, being familiar, I said, look, there are other students involved. I understand you can't release information to me about other students, but I would like to know that something is happening. And then during the football game, threats were allegedly made by the male student directed at both the female student and my daughter. My daughter made the band director aware and was told, we'll have a discussion about this on Monday. Luckily, the threats never escalated to anything else. There was no discussion on Monday. The threats were discussed during our Thursday meeting, and my daughter met with a guidance counselor to relay the events of the previous Friday because none of the school administration had heard about it at all. I tell you all this to ask a question. Why is it acceptable to have a zero tolerance policy for students having cell phones, but not a zero tolerance policy for staff not contacting parents? The biggest lessons my daughter has learned at Altoona Area High School have been that no adult is going to lift a finger to defend her, even when she asks for help, and that the school administration will fight very hard to keep their sense of control, even to the point of punishing students who try to do the right thing, including things which should be handled by the administration. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else like to speak to us publicly? Okay, seeing no one, we'll move on to number 3. I am seeking a motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting that took place on August 18th of this year. Do I have a motion? Anyone with a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the minutes from August 18th, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to number 4, finance. We were provided a list of payments from a variety of areas, the general fund, the cafeteria, student activities, and budget transfers. We received financial reports on our the district's investments, the tax collection report, the cafeteria balance sheet, and the cafeteria income statement. Under item C, retaining wall project, at the June 17th, 2024 board meeting, funding for the intramural field retaining wall repair and preservation was approved by this board to be paid from the Capital Reserve Fund. Administration requests approval for funding of this project to be paid from the general fund to utilize grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Education, School Construction and Facilities Environmental Repair Awards. At the August 19th meeting, 2024 board meeting, funding for the intramural field retaining wall engineering services was approved by the board to be paid from the Capital Projects Fund. Administration requests approval for funding of this project to be paid from the general fund to utilize grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Education School Construction and Facilities Environmental Repairs Awards. Item D, administration requests approval of the educational services agreement with the Tyrone Area School District to provide 2 agricultural courses to students from the AAHS home district. Under item E, approval to transfer funds from the dormant Altoona Area Junior High School student activity accounts to the Altoona Area Junior High School Student Council account. Also request approval for a funds transfer from the Altoona Area Junior High School Student Council account to bring the accounts current before they are also closed. And under F, administration recommends approval of a motion to work with Raymond James as the bond underwriter and Dinsmore and Scholl LLP as bond counsel to refund a portion of general obligation 2018A bond issue. And that's it. So seeking a motion to approve items 4A through F.
So moved.
Do I have a second? I'd entertain any discussion on any of these.
It's not on that, but that does not bother us, I don't think. I think that's fine as long as they can hear on TV, or can they not hear on TV? They can hear? Okay, then they're fine. I mean, are you guys all okay with them practicing? It doesn't bother me.
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, so, sorry.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. All in favor of approving items 4A through F, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?
I need to abstain from F, please.
Okay. Noted. We'll move to number 5, policy. We had a policy meeting last week. The following policies are presented to the Altoona Area School District Board of Directors for a first reading. Policy 209.2, diabetes management. Policy 317.1, educator misconduct. Policy 709.1, metal detectors. Policy 718, service animals in schools. Policy 718.1, therapy dogs in schools. Policy 815, acceptable use of internet intranet. Policy 907, school visitors. And 213-AR1, student evaluation system administrative regulations. Under item B, we have a policy retirement. The administration requests the retirement of the following board policy: 103.2, service dogs. The policy content will be found in policy 718, service animals in schools. Also retired 317.2, conflicts of interest. Conflicts of interest. This policy content is found in policy 827, conflicts of interest. Lastly, for information only, policy 718, therapy dogs in schools, has been reassigned to policy 718.1, therapy dogs in schools. So seeking a motion to approve items 5A and B, because C is for information only. Do I have a motion to approve those 2 items? I'll second. Would anybody wish to discuss any of those policies? Okay. All in favor of approving items 5A and B, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to number 6, education. Under item A, administration requests and recommends approval of the addendum to the master agreement with Hoffman Academy. Under B, request approval for, I hope I say this right, Wanda, is it Vanish or Vanish? Vanish. I got it wrong twice. To attend the Columbia Scholastic Press Association Conference in New York, New York on November 2nd through the 4th of this year. She will attend CSPA Advisory Board Fall Meeting as Vice President, will also attend sessions which assist her teaching journalism. Columbia University covers all costs except for the substitute that we'll have to provide. AAEA will cover the cost of the sub at approximately $180. C, AAHS would like to add AAHS Mountain Movers as a new club for students. This club is planning to share the word of God, create group prayer warriors, and to teach Christ's love to others. The club was presented to AAHS administration by Joshua Wolf, 12th grade. Amy Palfy will be the teacher advisor. Under item D, administration requests approval to accept and receive organ and tissue donation awareness grant in amount not to exceed $1,200. The funds will be utilized to support professional learning for teachers of drivers, health, and physical education, in addition to graduation ropes for all organ donors. Item E, administration requests approval of the 25-26 interagency memorandum of understanding between Blair County Early Intervention Programs and the Blair County Home Visiting Programs. Item F, administration requests approval of the pre-K counts 25-26 flexible instruction plan. This was approved at the August 18th, 2025 meeting with the incorrect school year end date. Please see the correct attached document. Under item G, administration requests approval of the 25-26 Blair County Local Interagency Agreement. Under H, administration requests approval of the attached elementary field trips. Under I, administration requests approval of the secondary field trips. Under J, administration requests approval of the attached list of volunteers. All clearances and TB tests have been received. And item K, per Mark Harrington's Assistant Superintendent contract, approval request for course Education 610 to be taken in the fall of 2025 for continued education. I am seeking a motion to approve items 6A through K. Do I have a second? Would anybody like to discuss any of these items? Okay. All in favor of approving items A through K under item 6, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7. Administration requests approval of the attached personnel agenda, which we were all provided. Under item B, administration recommends the approval of the attached addendum to the contract with ESS Northeast LLC. Under C, administration recommends approval of a confidential separation and release agreement between the Altoona Area School District and employee ID number 3603, effective as of August 15th, 2025, and further authorizing the board president, superintendent of schools, and/or their designee to take all actions necessary to effectuate same. And under 7D, administration recommends approval of the attached assistant superintendent goals for the 25-26 school year. So I will entertain a motion to approve items 7A through D. I'll make the motion. Do I have a second? Got a second? Would anybody like to discuss any of these items, 7A through D? Seeing none, we'll move on. All in favor of approving items 7A through D, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Under 8, student services. Item A, administration requests approval of the linkage agreement between Neuro SPACE ABA LLC, behavioral health provider, and AASD. Item 8B, administration recommends approving the AEDY agreement between the Altoona Area School District and Nittany Learning Services. Under item C, to approve the ACRP annual letter of agreement regarding continuity of consumer care between Altoona Area School District and the Alternative Community Resource Program. And lastly, under item D, administration recommends the approval of the community and school-based behavioral health program commitment to fidelity implementation agreement school district attestation. That's a long one. Seeking a motion to approve items 8A through D. Do I have a second? Any discussion on any of these items?
Just for clarity, the effective date of the AEDY agreement with Nittany Learning will be contingent upon them securing an approved facility by the Pennsylvania Department of Education.
Thank you. All in favor of approving items 8A through D, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 9, under A, administration recommends approval of the capital projects list of payments. Under 9, administration recommends approval of the capital reserve list of payments. Under C, the Bel Air County Tax Claim Bureau has received and is requesting approval of the following repository bids, which we can see. And under D, administration requests approval of the following Amtrak bus drivers for the 25-26 school year, contingent upon receipt of all required clearance and forms. Christopher Beach, Jeffrey Holland, and Sandra Levan. And under E, administration requests and recommends acceptance of the bid from J.M. Young and Sons Incorporated to replace the roof at Logan Elementary School. Expense to be paid from the capital reserve account, and their bid was the lowest at $546,110. Seeking a motion to approve items 9A through E. Do I have a second? Any discussion?
Administration is requesting acceptance of J.M. Young Sons base bid and alternate number 1. We had discussed in facilities the roofing, the metal roofing, this flashing. Yeah, the flashing that would be included in that. So we're recommending both the base bid and alternate 1.
Thank you. All right, all in favor of approving items 9A through E, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to new business. Under A, motion to approve agreement with parents of student 953587 in the district to authorize the board president to sign any necessary paperwork to effectuate same. Under B, administration recommends retro approval of for the Altoona Police Department to use the Altoona Junior High School gymnasium and health room for their annual testing on September 13th and 20th from approximately 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Under C, AASD Athletic Office requests approval for the Young Guns to use the Altoona Area High School Wrestling Room from September 2nd, 2025 through May 28th, 2026 from 5 to 8 p.m. for the purpose of wrestling instruction. A fee of $75 per session will be assessed. A certificate of insurance has been provided. Under D, administration requests approval to waive the facilities rental fee for the Altoona Area High School Auditorium to the Altoona Community Theater and the Penguin Project for the period October 4th, 2025 through October 12th, 2025. AASD and ACT will be partnering on the project. The proposed total rental price of equipment and staffing reimbursement will be $6,270. ACT certificate of insurance has been provided. Administration requests and recommends approval to enter contracts with the following healthcare providers to replace the service of People One Health and People One Pharmacy. People One is discontinuing services in the Pennsylvania market. Direct primary care provider Gloria Gates Care, personalized pharmacist care, Capital RX, RX Enhance. All agreements are cost neutral with the existing People One contracts. Both contracts are pending solicitor review and approval. F, Board of School Directors recommends consideration of the following addenda to the professional contracts of the Superintendent Brad Hatch, Business Manager Susan Franks, Assistant Superintendent Mark Harrington, and Assistant Superintendent Haley Flegel. All recommendations should be applied retroactively to July 1st, 2025 and applied accordingly. Lastly, under item G, motion to vote on the 2026 PSBA officer candidates before October 15th, 2025 at 5 p.m. This motion was added September 22nd to meet the voting deadline. All candidates are unopposed and there is no financial impact. So seeking a motion to approve items 10A through G. Do I have a second? Any discussion? I'll do my typical discussion of the when we enter into these confidential settlement and general release agreements in which we have attorneys in other parts of the state who this is a big market for them. Parents sue school districts. We pay the fees to the attorneys, so there's no financial impact. There's no financial risk to anybody, but the taxpayers bear the burden of paying the expenses for those attorneys. And school districts are typically advised not to fight these cases and just accept them and settle them. So it's quite a business. I think in this case, am I able to say what we're paying this attorney? Okay. Well, it's a significant amount of money, and I'll just say that for the service that probably went into developing this, they probably had a paralegal handle the case, and the actual attorney time in this probably wasn't 10 hours, I would think. So it's something I've only learned since I've been on the school board, and I think, again, it's one of these, and no disrespect to you, Mr. Beard, but I think it's one of these things is set up to the advantage of attorneys. Again, there's no risk for anybody, and the taxpayers bear the burden in the end. So that's all I wanted to say.
Just we'll comment that the settlement agreement as outlined is less than half of the attorney fees that were billed to the attorney fees that we were agreed to negotiate.
Yeah, and having worked with a lot of attorneys in my career, a lot of this stuff is boilerplated, which means they have the templates already set, print it out, add the particulars, and you have it. It doesn't take too much effort, especially when you know you're not going to be opposed. So I'll be done. Anybody else like to discuss anything? Okay. I have to abstain from 10E myself. So I'm going to ask myself for an abstention, I guess. So just so it's clear publicly, I am employed by one of the providers here. I don't own, but I am employed by them. So all in favor of approving items 10A through G, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? No. And I am abstaining from item E under 10.
Just a reminder, please complete your PSBA ballots before you leave this evening. I thought we had them. We will get them to you.
Okay, so motion carries. All right. 11, old business. Administration requests approval of the IU8 board approved rates for the 25-26 school year. This will replace the preliminary rates that were included in the agreement that was board approved on June 16th, 2025. That's the only item under old business. Seeking a motion to approve that. I'll second. Anyone like to discuss? Okay. All in favor of approving item 11A, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving to 12, do we have any committee chair reports? No? Board president's report. I do have something I'd like to share. A couple things, actually. So I don't know if anybody noticed, but Commonwealth Cyber Charter Academy bought some land here in Blair County out by the Sheridan or the Ramada, whatever it is now. $3 million was the purchase. It was in the paper this week. The plans are for them to build like a 40,000 square foot facility from what I've read, right in our hometown. Also did a little research and discovered that, they own about $80 million worth of property, brick and mortar. And again, this is stuff I read online, not opinion. The source I saw online, basically they have paid double the value of this property that they acquired. So Cyber Charter's doing pretty well, while we have school districts in this county that are struggling to get by, quite honestly. And they have the ability to go out and spend $3 million on property and propose to build a 40,000 square foot building when we have other school districts who struggle to put roofs on existing buildings. So I just wanted to point that out. They'll be poaching our teachers and our staff. And for being cyber, they sure own a lot of bricks and mortar. So I'll continue on that rant till I'm off this board, until this is fixed. But it pisses me off, to be quite honest, and I'm sorry to say it, but that's the only word I can think of, to have them propose to do this in our community to our detriment. So that's the bad news. The good news is, I just wanted to make a point that, in my role as president, people reach out to me occasionally about things, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. But we've had a couple really cool and productive things come out that Brad always entertains. So Ecotopian Earth Care has, they connected with me through a friend of my son's about getting involved with the school district to beautify some of our grounds and provide natural habitats and also provide learning experiences. So Trevor and Brad, they've entertained these folks, and we will do something, I'm pretty confident.
Whether it be at the public library, which the district owns the property, the high school, or we're looking at a couple of different plots of ground at Pleasant Valley Elementary and or Logan Elementary. Their initiative is exploding across the region. They've proposed a number of projects at various elementary buildings and various properties within the district. And they've already done things within our community that are very, very welcoming, very, beautifying, and provide, as Val mentioned, a natural habitat for a lot of species within the area. So we look forward to working with them. Very diligent group of folks that they're out looking for grant money, and they're looking for opportunities in multiple communities. We've seen some of their work and are excited to pursue possible ventures with them. So absolutely.
And secondly, I was at a junior high football game and was approached by a security greeter. Mike introduced me, and we're meeting this week with Brad, and he approached me with a youth mentorship program for young men in our school district, and Mr. Campbell and other people will get involved. But this is something I've wanted to see happen, and I told the gentleman for him to approach me was divine intervention. I think a lot of young men in this community could use some good mentorship and role modeling from men. So we're going to start talking about that and see if we can make something happen. I mean, this is nothing new, right? It happens across the country, but we have some guys interested in doing it here. So I'd like to entertain that and give it a shot. So thanks. Brad never says no when I approach him with this stuff. So
No, there's a lot of value added, and I know we do some great mentor programs here. We've started to do some junior high school mentorship type programs to get kids prepared. We have some members in the community that have approached us about volunteering in a mentor role, and there's not a more important thing than having quality role models. I know that when we had our distinguished alumni event 2 Fridays ago, and we had our distinguished alumni that came in and worked with, kind of jumping into my report, came in and worked with our students the morning prior to the recognition celebration. What a powerful event to see what possibly can be for our students to experience and talk to people that walked in their shoes in these same buildings many years ago and found success through hard work, through mentorship, and through taking advantage of opportunities. And it was really inspirational to see the questions that our students and how they engaged with our distinguished alumni. I think a lot of times kids may put ceilings on what their capabilities and possibilities are. And to see corporals in the military and presidents of universities and people that have won national and world titles who graduated from Altoona and you know had some of the same teachers and walked some of the same halls, accomplish those amazing things. It lets our kids know that there are no ceilings. The only ceilings are those that you put on yourself. So we're super excited to continue moving forward. And again, that program, thankful to Mrs. Foreman for her organization of that and our Alumni Association on a biannual basis, acknowledging and recognizing Altoona graduates. I think this was our 12th Distinguished Alumni event, and it's something that occurs on a biannual basis that is it's really special. So to see that and know that we have members in our community right now that serve as role models and mentors for young people and can help motivate them and provide them with advice and support and maybe down the line a job and a career. Those are the things that we're looking for, community partnerships and really providing every opportunity to every student regardless of their means. So thank you to Val for always thinking about what we can do for our kids.
And lastly, I would just say you'll probably see me repeat this president's report next meeting because our local newspaper is absent tonight, and I want to point it out to them. So I'll probably repeat this story again next meeting because I felt that some of the stuff I seen is almost celebratory that we have this cyber charter academy breaking ground in our own community, and at least maybe will they pay property taxes? I would think, right?
Actually, I'm not sure that is in the Altoona Area School District. It'll depend on whether it's in
Oh,
their
yeah.
township or not.
Yeah.
It's close.
Okay. All right. Enough from me. Now to the real star, Ms. Krug, please.
And they would be exempt from property tax,
Good.
unfortunately.
Great.
Good evening, school board members. It is officially fall, and although the days are getting shorter, students at AAHS are still just as busy. Fall sports are continuing their successful seasons, and last Friday, the football team defeated Central Dauphin. Boys soccer recently beat rival Hollidaysburg on September 8th, and girls soccer also recently had a win. The girls cross-country team has also had a very successful season and remains undefeated, and girls golf has their largest team at AHS in history with 12 members on the team. Last week, students began the rehearsal process for the fall play Monty Python's Educational Show, which will be performed in early November. 26 homecoming candidates are set to compete for homecoming king or queen, who will be crowned at the homecoming football game on Friday, October 10th. Senior candidates are running for numerous clubs and activity at the high school. Homecoming teams will compete in games night on October 8th at 7 p.m. in the field house. The homecoming dance will also be held in the field house on October 9th at 7 p.m. Tickets will be on sale the week before the dance during lunch and at the school store. Right now, during this meeting, Astronomy Club and FLC have 90 students at Fort Roberdeau in preparation for the annual Haunted Trail, which will be held on Saturday, October 18th. On the evening of September 17th, AAHS students and their parents had the opportunity to attend the Post-High School Opportunity Fair and a financial aid presentation to prepare them for life after high school. AAHS juniors and seniors were also able to attend this fair during school. On Friday, September 12th, the high school welcomed multiple distinguished alumni speakers to speak to students about their careers and successes. The speakers included Colonel Joseph Frondorfer, Ferdina Ingold, Dr. Kelly Miller, and Michael Kuhlman. I was able to attend Michael Kuhlman's presentation, and it was very, very interesting, and I liked it a lot. Senior mentors are being brought back this year because of their successes last year. Senior mentors will visit freshman homerooms once a month to help them navigate their first year of high school. Finally, parent-teacher conferences will be held at the high school on the evening of October 7th and the morning of October 10th. Conferences at the junior high will be held on the evening of October 9th and the morning of October 10th. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. That was great. Moving on. Brad, do you have anything you'd like to share?
I've already utilized my time. I just want to thank Ms. Krug for continuing to represent our student body and again, get out and see an activity, see an event, see an athletic event. Lots going on in the Alton Area School District. So please share with us and share our successes. Thank you.
Yep. Under 13, we have the Education Committee minutes for information only. 14, employee unions response. I see none. Middle management, no one. Mr. Beard, a solicitor report.
Try to keep it short. First, shout out to all those people that attended the school law symposium in cooperation with Penn State School Study Council. We had overall between live people and virtual, we had over 70, maybe 75, close to 80. It was well attended, and we're going to at least ask one of the presenters back next year because of the special interest that they've shown in that topic. And I would just say, and I said it before, this year is posing a lot of interesting challenges. We just put out our recent report, and it had to do with the wearing of hats in the school setting. And that was an elementary student, and I believe all of you received a copy. And I just want to put that the theme this year, at least in the first 3 weeks, is going to be a lot of First Amendment issues all across the board. I'm not going to delve into that. We all know what they are. They occur regionally and all across the nation. So I think it's going to be a really interesting year to see how the courts handle these issues that come to the forefront, because it's far from over at this point. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I now will seek a motion to adjourn. I will second.